Of the almost 400 motorcycles right here inside Wheels Through Time Museum, there are some absolute showstopper customs, and this is one of them. Take a listen. This thing sounds incredible. So as you can see, we're right here in front of the chopper graveyard here at the museum, one of the visitor favorite exhibits here at Wheels Through Time. Now, the last video we did, we were firing up the 1912 Excelsior, and a lot of you guys noticed we were right here in front of the graveyard. We got a ton of comments about, tell us about the choppers. So that's exactly what we're doing today. We decided to pull out my 1942 Indian Chief chopper. So absolutely one of my favorite bikes in the exhibit, one of my favorite bikes that I've ever built, period. Now, I'm a Harley guy. I don't build a ton of Indian stuff. So this actually, first Indian I've ever built was something totally off the wall for me. I'm into old bikes, you know, teens era stuff, 20s eras, 30s era. So building choppers really isn't my thing. So I had some great inspiration all these years looking at the chopper graveyard, some of the ultra cool machines right here in the exhibit. We've got the Coke machine, a lot of you guys probably heard of, Ron Finch built bike, some ultra cool XLCH choppers, the dual carb Vard knuckle, my 51 Pan over here, girder bike, ultra cool club bike from the 60s right here with the high trumpet pipes, and of course Purple Haze, another one of my favorites. We're going to be doing a show on this one really soon. Super famous bike from the 70s that we've had here at Wheels Through Time for almost 20 years now. So back to the chopper, the Indian. Super cool bike, is one of my favorites I've built, and actually this bike started off pretty much as a frame at a swap meet. So pretty neat story. My pal John the painter and I were at the Davenport AMCA swap. And Davenport, thousands of vendors, one of the best and biggest antique motorcycle shows, period. So 2014, John and I are roaming around. We see this frame and we just oogled over it and drooled over it for a few minutes and decided to keep on walking. So 2-3 aisles later, we're sitting there talking. It's like, you know what, we got to go back and get that frame. So peeled back right through the swap, cut across a couple aisles, go talk to the guy, and the frame is gone. Couldn't believe it. Was completely bummed about it. You never see custom Indian stuff, you know, and this thing was like period modified, molded, all sorts of crazy stuff. And we went to talk to the guy and the thing is gone. So I kind of bummed about it all weekend, actually. Had a good rest of the meet, but one of those things that you always think about, God, I missed that part, I missed that frame, I missed that motor. This was one of those scenarios. So I actually made it all the way back to Maggie Valley, and I was over at my father-in-law's place. And he's an old bike guy, you know, he goes to the swap meets too, and Indian guy. So I'm telling him, I'm like, oh man, it was so cool Thursday. I ended up seeing this Indian chopper frame and I wanted it so bad. I should have bought it. I don't know what I was thinking. I passed it up and went back and it was gone. So he's looking at me the whole time and he's like, I was listening to the story, and we're walking through his driveway, and he flips open his trailer door and there's the frame sitting there. So he ended up buying it, dangled it over my head like a carrot. Of course, the price went up a little bit, but I was able to talk him out of it. And that was how this bike started for me anyway. So the frame molded back in the 70s out of Southern California. Tom ended up buying it, bringing it back home, and sold it to me. So right then, I knew that we had something special, and I knew that I was going to jump on building something different. So as it would be, about a month after I got the frame, I got invited to the Born Free show in Southern California. Now, Born Free, one of the biggest custom shows in the country, one of the biggest custom shows in the world, put on by Mike Davis and Grant Peterson, two good buddies of mine. So I got invited to Born Free in 2014 and thought, you know what? This is a really high-level custom show. I don't know that I'm going to be able to build anything even worthy, but if I'm going to try, I'm going to do something different. A lot of guys build Harleys. A lot of guys dabble into the British stuff at those sorts of shows. Not a ton of Indian stuff. So I set straight away building this Indian Chief chopper. So 1942, Bonneville Chief engine. So Indian Chief engines at this time, of course, they're all flatheads. Every Chief was. It's a 3-speed transmission, 74 cubic inches. This particular one is a Bonneville engine. So the Bonneville Chiefs we're kind of like the high performance Chief. So best thing I can compare it to, it's like having a Mustang and a Mustang GT. The Bonneville Chiefs, it was just high performance. Different higher compression heads, different pistons that were actually pop-up pistons, beefier cams, better valve springs, and a different carburetor. So Bonneville Chief, very rare today. You don't see a ton of them. So had a great engine to start with. Now I have my friend Sportster Gary, who is no longer with us. Sportster Gary actually polished this thing to the nines. If you can imagine getting at these heads with all these fins and polishing these things to a mirror polish, polish the cases, polish the primary cover, polish the transmission. This thing is as shiny as I could have made it at the time, and Gary absolutely fixed me up. So some of the really cool features about this bike that I really dug was, you know, all this crazy stuff hanging off the front of the frame. So this frame has actually been stretched up here. It hasn't really been brought out any, but it's been stretched up, and then they molded in these wings right out front. The back was completely just like this when I got it. So what they've done is they've welded in a big piece of sheet metal here, blended it all in. Now the Indian rear suspension in 1940, Indian came out with this plunger style rear end. So they ran this right up till 1953. So it actually has rear suspension, really smooth ride the Indians were of this time. So the fork was actually another crazy story, too long to get into now, but I was stretching out a fork and we actually narrowed this. This is a 46 to 48 Indian Chief girder fork. That what we did is there's a shock in the middle normally, so we modified these trees. I had some great help from buddies, shortened the lower tree, made this top custom tree all basically from a beat up original one, took the shock out, brought the springs together, narrowed the fork itself. An absolute ton of work went into this fork. I'd have never been able to do it by myself. So we actually made like 2-3 versions of these. The first one I tried getting chromed and there were stress cracks everywhere. This is like 3 weeks before the show. Couldn't get the fork chromed. Saw the cracks that got exposed once they put the thing in the tank, junked that fork, went at another one, and we were welding that up and blending it after stretching it, pulled it out of the jig and it folded all up. So this fork I found on eBay like 3 weeks before the show. And it happened to be the perfect length. It was already narrowed, so we painted it up to match. So my pal John Dills did the paint. Absolutely killer, white pearl. And then Mark Peters, who you guys have heard us talk about a lot, he's been our pinstriper for years and years. Mark did the killer pinstriping, silver leaf, edged in that kind of gray silver paint, so really set this thing off. So tons of chrome, tons of polishing. I wanted to make this thing, the reason it's white like this, I wanted to make it so bright in the California sunlight that guys couldn't pick apart my shoddy work. So the thing runs incredible, guys. One of the things you hear right off the bat is the sound of these pipes. So when we're making this, we're like, how are we going to do the exhaust? And we ran the pipes underneath the fender and they come out on both sides of the tire. So you've got like, back here you've got like less than a 1/4 inch on each side of the tire. It's super tight clearances, but it just worked out incredible. So ton of welding, filing, sanding to make these pipes as slick as they are. So over on the other side, guys, standard linker carburetor. So I wanted to build this bike with nothing crazy modern. I wanted to look like a real 1970s a chopper, something that was built back in the day and might have survived all these years. So standard linker carburetor, standard Indian Chief rocker clutch. Of course, this is a heel to go rocker clutch, belt driven generator back here like all the Indians had. You know, silver painted cylinders, polished up cases, 21 up front with a skinny little 275 tire and then a 19 in back. So turned out really great. I need to ride it more. It's been sitting here in the chopper graveyard for a couple years now, and we haven't even started it until today. So pretty easy starting procedure, guys. Magneto ignition, so there's no battery. Turn the gas on. We had it running a minute ago for you, so I think it's probably going to fire up on one kick. Keep your fingers crossed. Sounds good. You can see it's circulating oil. Feed line here goes down into the engine. Return line here. Now we custom molded these tanks in. Narrowed a set of Indian Chief tanks, welded them to the frame. John molded it all in perfectly, made them look like the whole rest of the frame was already done. So tons of attention to detail. Gotta love the sound of an Indian Chief with straight pipes. 1942 Indian Bonneville Chief chopper, guys. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the videos if you're digging what you see. It helps us out a ton. Make sure we're getting to more people, telling them all about the history right here at Wheels Through Time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out wheelsthroughtime.com. Support the museum today. Get a raffle ticket on that 37 Knucklehead. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going for a ride.